Hi everyone. Today is November the 22nd. It is a Friday, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. My name is Anne-Marie Band, and we are now looking at this box of retracement. We're just going to slide it all the way over so we don't have that many boxes floating around. We're sitting right in there, dipped on the outside. We are still in buy the dip formations. Every dip has been bought. Take a look though. Big rise up, not as big. Smaller rise up. A fade that almost takes all of it. Another rise up. Big fade. Another rise up. Fade right into the midline of this deep pullback. We are looking at either a blow-off top or a run to the upside, or a collapse back down into where all this inventory is. I don't know which one, but I do know this. Oopsie. Oh, for goodness sakes. This trend line here that breaks at 59.74, that's probably going to give us our breakout formation into 6,000 again. The breakdown below 59.74, we are out of the value range high low area. We dipped into it and held, so that tells me we've got upside pressure today. Levels above 6,000, liquidity area at what's this line? I'm going to take this one down here and put it on the liquidity marker. That's 59.87. So that's probably the first target, and then we'll see what happens to the upside here. Friday's setting up to be fairly bullish. We'll see what the pre-market inventory event shows. There's no real place for a true liquidity correction, like inventory correction like yesterday. This looks quite a bit different. Here we are in the Qs. Same sort of thing. Going to move this upper trend line here, rotate it over. Tells us that 20,960 to 21,000 going to be the numbers to watch. And then, yes, we have this line here. Oh my word. Come on, Fred. Wow, that's weird today. That's very clunky. We have the trend line break up above value area high. That's about 20,800. That's been clean resistance. If we break out and start to hold there for more than about, I'd say 15, 20 minutes without a fade, the dips are going to give us buy zones and we'll continue to the upside. Bottom of the range, 697 has been a sweet spot for buys, and I think that continues today. Notice the levels below for what might come if the market fades. However, looking like a pretty bullish Friday as long as we don't break the trend lines that are sitting below. Now, this one in the YM looks fairly different. A lot of inventory here in the overnight. They're trying to break out. Same sort of thing. Trend line event. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Trend line event looks like the break above 44,000, 44,050. See if it holds there for 15, 30 minutes. The first pullback will be a buy zone, and we'll be headed up to 44,250. On the downside, it's a little stickier. If we lose value area high, we could come all the way back to where this inventory was built up before they, sold it on the way up, as it were. All right, so that number below is 43,639. Things get a little sticky, and let me move this edge. Things are going to get a little sticky if we lose value area high, and that looks like about 43,820. 820. There is a lot of liquidity sitting above at 40. Did I say 43,820? Yeah, 43,900, big liquidity, so dips there, should be bought. I like the lower edge of 43,820 for the buy. Bitcoin, look at this, already at 100 grand. It kissed it overnight, right? Kissed it overnight, right at the 100,000 spot. They are accumulating. Where's the best place to buy? 98,400. I had a buy zone at 98,300 last night. I took it to 99,500 and got out. It was a trade that I took while I was asleep with a couple of micro Bitcoins. I only risked $125. And so it's nice to get up with that balance there in your account. So beautiful moves in the space. Value area high way down here at 95,000, but building a new volume shelf. 97,500, right? Looks like a place we could come in. If we do the halfback, it would be 96,500. So watch for it to hold this 98,630 area. If it doesn't, we could give back a little bit, take a little breath, and then pick up the shelf later on. That's incredible, truly incredible. It's moving so fast. It's crazy. All right, let's take a look at oil. Oil should be in rollover. And look, oh my goodness, came right into our 70.55 number, peaked above it. Looks like it went to about 70, 80-ish or something. Look at that. This number right here. Yep, about 80, right? So the next one would be 71 on the pullback. This one has had, this line here has had a lot of touches. So pullbacks again into 69.30 look great. This looks to be like it's taking a breath. I, for one, bounces into the 70 area ought to be sell zones. 70.55. If we pull back, if we get to 70.55, pull back and break 70 again, we're headed to this big fat noisy area. All right. So that being said, dips are still buy zones in oil for sure. Let me remove that segment and then let's ride this one out just a little higher. Yep, 71 looks like that next target if it's going to run that particular trend line event. But notice this is a support edge. This becomes a resistant edge. So I think things are going to get a little choppy in here. Just a little choppy. Wait for the deeper edges to go long. I like that number around 69. Wait for it to break past it and then hold. Else, if you're thinking about buying the holding price point, I would say 69.80. And then, you know, if it holds that ledge, you've got some kind of support at about 69.45. And then we'll have further upside pressure. Let's check out gold. The dollar was on another tear yesterday, but gold followed along. Look at this, 50% retracement of the last big wave that I measured from way up here. That's a halfback event. It looks really good, folks. Gold is on the move, and central banks continue to accumulate it on the sly. They do. So what are we looking for? Top of this big box. If we look for the halfback, that gives us about, let's see. Halfback looks at about 26.84. We've also got a ledge there. That might be a really nice place to buy. But if you're chasing it, just watch those moving averages, right? And we spent a lot of time up here with the stochastic momentum. Very, very high. All right, that's it for gold. Let's look at SPY. Taking a look at SPY, let's go, this is very interesting right here. Let's take this line and move it up and over. And we've got a trend line break if that happens. If we're looking at this event right here, also a trend line intersection, that's very interesting. And then down here, we still have a buy the dip, right? That looks a lot like a bear flag, but it could get all the way back up to value area high. That's at 596. Yeah, that looks a lot like a bear flag, right? See, we had one up here, did the same thing. Moved up here and then faded and then completely broke down. So pullbacks into the VWAP for this entire formation. We're going to see that it is actually a low volume node. And so that is also very, very interesting. We could get, SPY is telling a different story, friends. But breakout over 593.80. We've got upside to 595, potentially 596.80. Failure to hold the VWAP, which is at 592-ish, sends us back down to 590, and potentially the halfback of this box, which is where all this vol is, point of control down here at 587 and some change. That is a very interesting piece of information there. Got to think about that for a while. Okay, I'm going to shift our trend lines up and over so we can see updrafts here in this space. I'm just going to make it a little rangy. Notice the deep wicks. Next deep wick value area low in the Qs right at around 500. Trend line break to send us up to the north would be above the VWAP of the range, though we could maybe get in a little bit. No, 505's got to break and hold. It's been given a 60 cents to the upside. Yeah, we got these bigger formations telling a little bit of a different story, but maybe not so different. Maybe not so different if I do wide angle on the ES and such. All right, in a little bit of a zone. Fridays are normally bullish, but we have these deep wicks to contend with. The problem with these deep wicks is that they've really come off of a lot of movement to the upside and then a steep inventory correction. Movement to the upside, steep inventory correction. Movement to the upside has been shallow. We've already had the inventory correction, and so it feels like bounce action to me today. All right, everyone, take care, and I'll see you on the streams. Don't forget midday Moneyball. We did, for the Benzinga Pro platform, we did a deer call butterfly that's up about 500% today. We'll see how that goes. About 400%. We'll see how that goes. And, of course, you can see me on the Benzinga Options show at 11 a.m. And I'll be on Top Step TV in the afternoon from 2 to 4. Take care.